Yep.
Yeah, so this is Kanyama fecal sludge management project.
Yep.
Yeah. So what happens here is that the pit emptiers will empty a pit, and then they'll push the barrels. These ones you're seeing there on these push carts. So they'll come with the push carts up this ramp into this area here, which previously it just used to be bare ground, but because of the way it used to be wet, and also we thought of making it to be concrete. So what will happen is that they'll open the barrels, and then they'll pour. As you can see, there are two chambers here. They'll pour into this first chamber here, and then there are those screens which are usually here and there. So when they pour here, usually they'll pour about 3 or 4 of them at the same time, and then because it is so much viscous and all, so they have to get water from this chamber here, this side, and then they add here, and then they stir. As they stir, much of the fecal matter gets liquefied, and then it goes through this the screens, and at the same time here, the screen's purpose is to actually trap the solid waste, which is found in the pits. So the solid waste is actually put on drip racks, and that's one of the drip racks there.
Okay.
So it's put on the drip rack, which is usually here, and then the liquid part goes through the first chamber into the second one, and then here again there's a screen, a much finer screen.
Okay.
And then they add more water here if need be, and then it goes, the liquid part of the fecal matter goes into the inlet. So this is the inlet. So it's a fairly liquid component.
Okay.
Yeah. And then at the same time here, in this inlet, there's actually waste from the toilet of the water trust, which actually comes straight into this inlet. Furthermore, there's a washing bay there. After they have emptied the fecal matter that is in the barrels, they have to wash the barrels. So they actually take the barrels to the washing bay, and they actually ideally they're supposed to use the water from the expansion chamber.
Yes.
But because of the quality of the water, what they're using there is actually clean water that's coming from the water trust, and it's actually metered and displayed.
Okay.
Yes. So they actually wash there, and then the outlet there actually comes into this inlet. So
Okay.
everything goes into the power digester. The gas collects, and it's actually used by the water trust. On that side there, that is where the outlet for the power digester is. So depending on the levels of gases, you might experience some of the some bubbles here, as you can see somewhere there. So this is an indication that there's actually a lot of gas build up in the bowl digester. So there are actually 3 products that are realized from this whole fecal sludge management project. There's a gas which I said is trapped there and is actually used for cooking by the water trust. Then there's the solid part, which we actually call the sludge, which actually collects to the bottom of the bowl digester, and then there's an 8-inch pipe which comes from the bottom of the sludge of the bowl digester, I mean, into this chamber here, which we actually call a sludge holding tank. So the mechanism which happens here is that the sludge is able to flow here as a result of the pressures which are built up inside the bowl digester. Yeah. So what you're seeing here, there's an 8-inch pipe. If I remove this, I'll just assure you that I expect some sludge to come up. So you can see that sludge there.
Yes.
So this is the sludge that has been accumulated in the powder digester. So it's able to flush out like this because there's high
pressure.
gas pressure there. Drying beds.
Yes, and that's taken.
Yes, exactly.
How are they taking it out of there with buckets again?
Yeah. So when it comes to sludging, usually here what will be happening is that weekly, usually a vacuum tanker over capacity 5 cubic meters would actually come, reverse onto this section, and then we open this manhole here. Yeah, so we'd actually open this manhole, and they would actually put their pipe into this one and it sucks it out. Yeah.
Great.
Then the liquid part, so the liquid part goes into what we call the expansion chamber. So it goes into this expansion chamber here. So you can see the bubbles here. So this is all the gas because of the pressure changes and all.
Yes.
Yeah. So the liquid part goes into this expansion chamber here, and then on this out part, we'll put a pipe that actually lead into the banana field. So we have the banana field to help suck up the nutrients from this water. So this water, ideally, this water has to be as treated as possible, as purified as possible.
Yep.
But that hasn't been the case. Those are one of the shortcomings that this transfer station has had. So what happens is that as the levels build up here, you find that this water goes into there. There are actually pipes that go all the way up to that end, and these pipes are perforated.
Okay.
Yeah. So they actually water the bananas, and then right here we've got an overflow T, which actually goes into this channel here, and then it leads to further fields where we can have further nutrient removal by plantation. And then here we've got what you're calling as a drying platform. Okay. So this drying platform takes the solid waste that has been trapped at the screens, and then they actually bring them here for drying. You're seeing one section is roofed, the other one is unroofed. The one which is roofed is it's there to take care of solid waste drying, especially in rain season. Yeah, when you have rains. But ideally we've been overwhelmed by the amount of solid waste that we actually have from these pits. And as you can see, this thing is almost filled up.
Yes. So this is an example of how many weeks do you think this is?
I think according to my, because this doesn't look to be dry, so maybe I think in the last 2 weeks or so,
yeah,
this should be the solid waste that accumulated.
That's comes out of the pits, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a big problem to then dispose of.
Yeah. So what happens is that there's a for you to transport solid waste for disposal at a waste field, you must be licensed. So there's a licensed company that Kanyama Water Trust or the project has agreed with, who comes on a weekly basis to collect this waste, to go and
So contractors taking it at the moment.
contracted. So yeah, so for a project like this, if there's a way that we can deal with this waste without incurring an extra cost,
Yes.
that would bring down our operation cost
Okay.
lower. Furthermore, it's we of course there's because the drying beds are about 3 or so kilometers away.
Yes.
So again, for you to transport sludge, you must be licensed.
Right.
So there's a contractor, there's a licensed vacuum tanker owner that we've contracted who comes weekly and is paid for that.
Okay.
So those are all the costs, and also the operation costs for the that disinfection material, cleaning material, for the pit emptiers as they go into the field. So those all add into the cost, and like any project, you always try to minimize the cost. So we are looking at how we can minimize this unnecessary cost.